sun and give thanks for today and for our creation. Wabanagi people.
A powwow is a celebration of people coming together. It's like one big giant family amongst our people. We come together to dance, to sing, to celebrate who we are as Native people.
It's a season to us, but it's also a lifestyle. The people we see, the sounds, the sights, the sounds, the smells, there's like what we call a good spirit at events such as this.
You want to get a few more songs?
Jimmy Augustine has been a powwow MC for over 20 years.
Right here in good old Meadowon.
My job is to make sure that the entertainment part of it, the showcasing of our dances and our drumming is done in a certain order.
There's Mike's.
I come to the powwow about 9 o'clock in the morning, 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then we start setting up the PA system. It takes a long time to set that up. And then, of course, our vending. And grand entry is usually at 1 o'clock, so I have to start announcing around 10:30, 11. Start talking about the registration and try to get the dancers and the drummers ready and get everything organized. So it's quite the job.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime. Everybody please stand, except some of the elders who have a hard time to stand can remain seated. Gentlemen, please move your hats. Here we go, grand entry, grand entry.
Grand entry is a time, it's like the beginning of the show. All the dancers with their beautiful regalia, they all line up at the entrance, and it's showtime, basically. And it gives a chance for all the people to see all the dancers all at once. And it's like, it's showtime. That's what it is.
What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Isn't it a great grand entry? Come on, give these guys a big round of applause. Make some noise, make some noise.
Our female dancers, traditional female.
A powwow is an important part of a child's education in culture, community, and self-esteem as an Aboriginal person.
I have a daughter, Selena, and she's been dancing ever since she was a little baby. And it's very important. Today she's a shawl dancer, a jingle dress dancer, and she's learning a way of life that all Uno is supposed to follow.
What we noticed about the kids, they want to be powwow dancers. They want to have regalia. They want to earn a spot to dance with honor and to represent themselves, their communities, their nationhood. They want to celebrate who they are. And when I grew up, it was scary for a child to do that. A child would be mocked or teased for being so native, and kids would say, "Why are you trying to act like an Indian?" You know, and the kids will say, "Well, this is what I am." But today, things have changed since I was a child. There are children always wanting to dance, and you know what happened? It could have been the residential schools, it could have been the influx of foreign teachings, but what happened when I was a child to what happened to these children today is a beautiful reawakening of our cultures. So it's good to see little ones getting together, putting their regalia on, and they're learning how to socialize. They're learning about other cultures. They're learning about other communities. So I think one of the biggest things we enjoy about MAWIOMI's powwows, gatherings, is watching our young people develop socially as young adults.
I remember when I was young and we played cowboys and Indians, nobody wanted to be the Indian. Everybody wanted to be the cowboy. And today the kids still want to be Indians. They want to be. Why? Because they have pride in, beginning to have pride in who and what they are. And they're understanding that we have all the intelligence necessary to do anything we ever want to do. And the kids are beginning to take pride in that they're special in other ways. They understand a little bit about medicine wheel because we talk about it here. And they understand that in the East, the gift given to our people was spiritual vision. And they're taking care of Mother Earth and all things new. And they're new, and they're coming up. I think what's important too is a lot of the old people are getting the pride back into who they are, and they're transmitting that to the children. And we've learned from history that if you're going to walk on the red road, you're responsible for the next 7 generations.
When I was growing up, there were no powwows. So I can kind of understand, you know, like, I know for me, it was, I think about it now and I think, you know, like I missed out on so much as a child or as a young adult or young teenager because we didn't have the opportunity to come to powwows, to listen to the singing, to the drums. And I know that, like, when I hear that drum, it just, like, really gets me right here. I actually bring our little girl to the powwow because there's no alcohol and drugs, and to me it's very important to bring your children up in an area where, you know, it's a good positive environment where you don't have to worry about them being around alcohol, drugs, or anything negative.
Anamaga, you're on deck. Anamaga singers.
I guess it's powwow trail is like one powwow to another. Like you'll have mostly the same dancers, the same singers going from one powwow to another. Also the vendors. Vendors is a big part of the powwows too, big part.
We've been here for probably the last 5 years. It just keeps getting bigger and better every year. Our involvement is we're vendors. You know, we come here to enjoy the powwow and to sell our products. You know, it's part of our lifestyle and how we manage some economic activity in and around such a thing. This is what we call the social economy. You know, you get some people who do knitting, you get some people who do beadwork, you get other people who do carving. They rely on the type of networking that happens at these MAWIOMIs, these gatherings, and that we're here not only to sell, but we're here to socialize. We have friends on the powwow trail. We have people that have new family members, and we see them pushing little baby carts around, and it's just an awesome sight, you know, to come and be part of it.
I'm selling dream catchers, traditionally made. I make them myself, all handcrafted. Everything is all done by myself. I find that they look better. I'm making them myself than somebody going out and buying one that's made from a factory. And I enjoy it. This is what I like to do. I enjoy doing this. This one here is a 27-inch, and this one took me approximately, well, I don't know, 6-7 hours to do it from start. And like the majority of them are like the 3, 4, 5, 6-inch ones, I can do them within 3 hours. And that's starting from the beginning including stripping the strips for the outside.
Powwows provide a half-decent living for people that want to work hard. Like food vendors make half-decent money, but they have to work. It's really a lot of work.
The powwow season for me starts in June, and that the first powwow we usually go to is Pictou Landing First Nation powwow. And the last powwow that we normally go to would be in Ontario, Akwesasne, New York, or that powwow. It's in Ontario, Quebec, and New York. We normally come and set up our tent at night, like the first night we get here, so that we'll have everything kind of in place. We prepare the sauce. I make all the dough myself, and we have to cut all the vegetables, and then we have to, just put everything in place so that it's accessible. I have workers that come in and help me. I employ, throughout the years, I've probably employed about, I'd say, between 40 and 50 people. For me, it's a way for our young children to meet one another, and to help the culture to grow stronger. Because I know when I grew up, I didn't really know anything about being Mi'kmaq, and unfortunately, I don't know my language. But coming to powwows, I've learned how to say so many different words in Mi'kmaq.
Research our culture, all the time. That is our job. So, because we have to create beautiful, authentic, native products, for all the people. So we're always researching. So we're bringing our culture, always bringing our culture to the forefront. The other thing we do that's very, very important that people are not looking at is that we're creating a self-sufficiency. We're creating self-sufficiency amongst ourselves as individual entrepreneurs, because we're entrepreneurs too. We're not only artists, we're entrepreneurs. So we are creating self-sufficiency amongst ourselves, our families, and the people that we employ within our businesses. The other thing we do as Native artists is that we inspire other people within our communities to do the same thing. If they have an idea to create a basket or a piece of clothing or a piece of jewelry, and they see us as Native entrepreneurs, look at what we're doing, and they get inspired to do the same thing. So that's very important within our communities. We're at a place where in the Native communities that, we're just beginning to be self-sufficient.
Well, as far as being a vendor, one thing that seems to stand out for a lot of people is when, if you're selling baskets, for example, or if you're selling dream catchers, if you go there and make it while people are coming by, you can tell them the whole story behind it and share with them a little bit about how you do it, and it draws a lot of people. Yesterday, I had so many people come by, I could hardly get any work done because they just wanted to talk most of the time. And the other thing would be, it's just an incredible opportunity, even if you're not a vendor, just a visitor, just to come by. It's free to get in, and you can see so much of the culture, how rich and how vibrant it is, and meet all sorts of people. If you ever had any questions about Aboriginal people or Mi'kmaq people, you can ask and somebody will tell you. You can see firsthand ceremonies, you can see the dancing and the drumming, so it's just a great experience for anybody to have.
Gilbert Hadley Sr., World War I, World War II. Gilbert Hadley Jr., World War II.
As the participants travel along the powwow trail, The experience brings to each person what they need at the moment in their journey through life. The benefits of the powwow are as diverse as the people who share the experience.
I've gotten the chance to learn from the elders here. That's the one thing that I needed to know because I've been on my journey for 4 years now, and I didn't have the opportunity to learn from the Mi'kmaq elders and the Mi'kmaq grandmothers. So here I got that opportunity. Here, if I need to go and speak to an elder or just have a question I need to ask them, I can just go to the fire and I can see them. I know they're there. And I could just give them tobacco and sit there and talk to them. And that's my way, my opportunity to get to know my traditions and my culture and some of the stories that they want to tell people, but nobody wants to listen to them. Where for me, it's like, hey, I'll take the opportunity and speak to them, and I won't have to feel so afraid or misinformed. So this is where I'm learning a whole lot different way of thinking.
From day one, 14 years ago, we started our powwows, and the focus was the communities. In order for us to survive, we got to get rid of the stereotypes of us. And if you see an elder sitting there, go and talk to them, because that's your wisdom sitting down. You know, your elders are very, very important.
You got to maybe talk to some of the dancers and ask them, why are you dancing? Why is it you're going around, and how come you guys dance in a circle? And you start to learn about the culture that way. And as you sit here, somebody says, well, there's a sacred fire down the other way. And you go there, and you sit down and talk with some of the people there, and you begin learning, and you listen to that drum, and it gives you a message in the middle of you. Right dead center of you, there's a message that comes, it's a feeling, it's an emotion.
When you come to a powwow, everybody's welcomed. It's like a very subtle introduction to our culture. And first thing you'll know, you'll see them dancing. And maybe the year after that, they'll be drumming. So it's a very subtle way of introducing our culture, who we are as Native people.
Best part of the powwow, anybody, you know, walking around the grounds, you know, to seeing that smile on their face and knowing that they're happy that they can, you know, any people of all races can come and attend. And, you know, and see our culture, you know, and to be part of it. If you see any little kids that are doing anything wrong or not supposed to be doing, and that's in the Native tradition, that, you know, you look after the children, you know, and to show them, you know, a good way of life. You know, and that's where you find a good way of life, is being on the traditional powwow.
I guess all I can share is that come and share our culture, share our food, and the loving that our people have for each other and for mankind. Because I think the earth, the people that live on the earth today they have become off balance. And I think we as Native people still maintain, some of us still maintain that balance. And we need to teach the rest of the world about that balance, to live in harmony, to love each other again, to share and to care for each other. And, you know, like, that's the reason we have giveaways, is to remind us that material things, it means something to us, but it shouldn't be the most important thing. Caring and sharing and loving each other and helping each other is the most important thing for me.
We've been following the powwow trail now for pretty close to 25 years. In the old days, our people lived as communities, very small communities, 40 to 50 people. And they had a sense of community. we lived in a we society. And today we live in a me society. And when I come to a powwow, I'm back into the we society. We're all together, we're all one community. And this is why I like to do the powwow trail.
Powwows to me is probably the ultimate international event. We always honor all the 4 nations of the world. Come and join us to eat, dance, and just be a good human being.